Now it looks as though the government literally rewrote the job description so a friend of the Premier's could apply for the job. Will the government commit to a transparent and impartial review of this hiring process for this incredibly important position?
The Ontario government is being accused of meddling in the appointment of a new OPP commissioner. That's after Ron Taverner was hired for the position. He's a friend of Premier Doug Ford's family. The CBC's Lorenda Redekop is in Toronto with that story. Hi, Lorenda. Thanks for joining us. Tell me more about this criticism about the hiring.
Well, the opposition was already criticizing the hiring of Ron Taverner because it's well known that he is a longtime friend of Doug Ford and the Ford family. And then this morning, iPolitics came out with this article that it had found that the qualifications, the job posting, was actually changed. Initially, it was put up. Then 2 days later, that posting was changed to lower the qualifications because under the initial posting, Ron Taverner, he would not have qualified. You had to be either a deputy police chief or higher. Well, Ron Taverner is a superintendent with the Toronto Police in the area of Etobicoke, which includes Doug Ford's riding. So the opposition criticized that today in question period. And one of the ministers, the minister responsible, she said that no, this was about opening up the pool so that they could have more potential applicants. And the Premier, he spoke to reporters this afternoon. Take a listen to some of what he had to say.
What I understand, Augers, the search firm, was saying we have to broaden this. Now, if you want to talk about qualifications, I'll put Ron Taverner's qualifications against any police officer in this entire country, bar none, over anyone.
It looks bad, though. The
looks bad for what?
That you're his friend, you're close friends, you go back.
Cynthia, I'm your friend. I'm your friend. You got to be kidding me.
So certainly he glowing recommendations for Ron Taverner, but also questioning, as you heard, reporters saying that, you know, he's friends with a lot of people. There's another part of this criticism as well, and that's who was involved in hiring Ron Taverner. It's a three-person panel. Initially, we didn't know who was on that panel. Today, the Premier, in that news conference, he said it's made up of three people. One of those people is Mario Di Tommaso, who had been one of Taverner's superiors with Toronto Police. He was recently named as a deputy minister here at Queen's Park. So he was part of that panel. And Doug Ford said that he saw nothing wrong. He also, as part of Cabinet had to do the final confirmation once that hiring was done. Doug Ford said, yes, he was part of the final confirmation and did not recuse himself from that, which also the opposition is criticizing that part.
And just quickly before I let you go, what could happen next?
Well, the opposition says that it wants to go to the Integrity Commissioner and call for an investigation. This also goes beyond Queen's Park because there's a group, Democracy Watch, that's also calling for more action. Take a listen.
The main concern is that the person chosen is a good friend of Premier Ford's, and if he participated in any way in any step of the process, then it's a violation of the provincial government ethics law.
So I said that the NDP wants the Integrity Commissioner to investigate, and it also wants the Premier to make that investigation public.